Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a bunch of tricks and cool things you may not have known about in the Big Bang Racing level editor that will help you make levels. First off, if you use any of the materials with circular drawing tools, you have already found out that it is quite hard to make a straight line with it. However, due to how the materials react with each other, you can make a mold out of the material with a square drawing tool, and then fill in up to it with the material of your choice. This works because when drawing or erasing with the material, it does not cut into other materials, only the one you currently have selected. The same goes for making curved lines with materials with the square drawing tool, except it's completely impossible to do with only that one material instead of just difficult. You do the same as before, make a mold, but this time out of material with a circular drawing tool, then fill in with the material with the square drawing tool. This technique can also be used for making things such as spikes and really anything else that isn't a square. Next, we have the gear. By itself, it's a really cool gadget that you can do quite a bit with. However, if it's a bit too slow for you, or you want to be able to move back and forth for example, then you can clone it and place them inside one another, using the teeth of the cloned gears to fill in all the holes to make a solid wheel. This lets you drive across it at whichever speed you wish, in whichever direction you want to. Obviously, it is still easier to go one way than the other. If you are careful, you can even balance on top for quite a while. The fan and black hole work by pushing or pulling you once you enter their area of effect. You may find that, for your intended use, they are not strong enough. Unlike the treadmill, these two gadgets are able to be stacked on top of each other, and their strength increases the more you have, letting you get launched way up into the air, or sucked into your death immediately. They also add on to your speed if you're already moving fast, also unlike treadmills. Portals teleport you from one place to the other and back again, but there are some conditions in which they actually won't. If you go through a portal but then stay in the area of the exit portal, you won't go back through until you move away and then go back to it. It doesn't matter how long you stay in it, as long as you leave first, it will let you back through. However, there is a very short amount of time after you exit a portal where you cannot enter another regardless of its location. I'm guessing all of you have seen one of these at some point in the game so far. This is a player launcher you can make using the portal mechanics just described and the fan stacking mentioned a bit earlier on as well. It is made by putting two portals in front of fans stacked together. When you enter the top portal, it teleports you down to the bottom portal by the fans, where they send you back up to the first. You come back out of the bottom portal, keeping your speed from the first time, and the fans give you some more speed. Eventually you go so fast that you just fly straight past the top portal because you're going too fast, and the delay before entering another portal stops you from going back through. I believe the delay is because of the portal exiting animation potentially clashing with the portal entering animation. Note that the player launcher can face any direction and more fans cause quicker launch times, while bigger gaps between the portals cause further launches. I'm assuming most of the people watching already know you can do this, but just in case, you are able to push air bombs on explosive barrels. All you have to do is approach them slowly, and then once you start pushing them you can speed up a bit. The air bomb is a lot easier to push because it floats. The barrel, on the other hand, is a weird shape and rubs on the ground, so you have to be careful. The traditional way of using the sign works really well. It describes or gives hints about the level and can change the symbol on it as well as being rotated. What you may not think to do with this though is to stick the sign part in the ground and just have the pole part sticking out, which has a really cool effect. It doesn't matter which one it is since the sign is hiding under the ground anyways. For the longest time, I thought there was 3 trees, big, small, and a bush. But if you cycle through the types, you'll find that there are tons of different types of each. Most noticeable is the big trees, having a far left-leaning tree, left-leaning tree, straight-up tree, right-leaning, and far right-leaning tree, and on top of that, different designs of each. If all those designs still aren't cutting it for you, you can use bushes too to add a little bit of extra flair to bigger trees. Like the signs, trees can also be used upside down to expose their unique looking roots. If you have trouble making even curves, you can use the concrete quarter pipe as a guide to get the shape in, touching it up afterwards to smoothen out any bumps. If you ever want to write a message, it isn't too hard to write with any material pretty big. For smaller text though, here's how to make the font I like to use. Every letter is made from material with a square drawing tool, and most are 3 wide by 5 tall. One of the easiest letters is C. You simply cut out 2/3 of the way across from the right side. I am doing every letter with only one wide gap between, and after making a letter I suggest surrounding it with a different material as a mold for safety if you end up erasing a bit of the letter later on. Most letters will be fast forwarded, but I'll stop on complicated ones to add some notes to it. For the letter D, you can't have it with sharp corners, since it would then look like an O. You can either have the top with a slant to it, or you can have the top and bottom with a slant, which is what I end up going with. The first letter size exception, I, is only 1 wide by 5 high. I didn't put the little lines on the top and bottom just because I prefer it without them, but feel free to add them in if you want. Second letter size exception, M is 5 wide by 5 high due to having 3 things coming down to form the letter. Third letter size exception, Q is 4 wide by 5 high. This one is really annoying because it's the only letter with an even numbered width, but I couldn't think of a design that would look good in this size. The extra 1 added to the width is from the little tail out the right side. R is the same size, but because of how weird it would look as a capital letter, the R is lowercase. Fourth letter size exception is W, which is 5 wide by 5 high. It's an upside down M, and that's basically all you need to know. X is the fifth size exception. It ends up coming in at 5 wide by 5 high as well. Personally, I think the 3 wide version seems a bit odd looking, so I changed it to the bigger version, which looks a lot cleaner. Y can be done in 2 ways, either with the bottom coming from the middle or swinging across from the right side. I like the side version better, but again, feel free to modify these however you want. Here's the collection of all the letters. As a recap, in this one that I did, they are all 3 wide by 5 high except for I, which is 1 wide by 5 high, M, W, and X, which are 5 wide by 5 high, and Q, which is 4 wide by 5 high. After making all the letters, you can also use the mold you made to change the color of all the letters if you want to. Anyways guys, I hope you learned a thing or two, and let me know what you thought of the video and if you want to see more things like this. Thanks for watching.